What's up, guys? This is episode 270. This is the Option Podcast. I'm Jason DeBeers. That looks like Michelle Iafigiola, also known as Figgy. What's up? And tell the dog's name. Let's go.
Mochi.
Mochi.
Mochi's here to say hi to everybody.
Mochi's like, I
The
hope
volley dog.
nobody's watching.
This dog has watched more volleyball than most people.
Let's go.
Let's
All
say
right.
that.
Oh, hey, buckle up, people. The episode starts right now. We're on, Michelle.
All right.
We're on, Michelle.
Have fun. Have fun.
Listen, you guys have asked. Got to give the people what they want. Got to give the people what they want. This is Michelle Iafigiola, also known as Figgy. I'm Jason DeBeers, episode 270 of the Option Podcast. You, my dear girl, get around. You are like, if there's like a male 6 degrees of separation, that's Greg Faulkner, right? Like everyone knows him to some degree. You're the female version. Both of us knowing Greg, how close would you say I'm to that? That's
I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah. No problem with that. That's what happens when you've been in the community for a long time. So happy to be that.
We're definitely going to talk about community and how important that is, in a zip code that brings new meaning to the term highly competitive, like all the time. We live in a zip code full of savages, right? People that move here and want to train, people that live here, it's people that graduated USC and UCLA who are basically made men, right? Again, that's that region. You are from Ohio.
Yep. I'm from Menor, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Went to Cleveland State University, played volleyball there.
What position?
Outside hitter.
You played OH?
Let's go. OH1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was serve receive the easiest thing to translate from indoor to the beach?
Oh, I was like, while in indoor it wasn't, because I had to pass every rotation.
Yeah, but like first hit.
Yeah, and I actually started playing beach when I was young, so I didn't really have that hard transition that a lot of people have if they wait longer. It's like if you're really good at something and then you try something else and you're not as good, it's frustrating sometimes to get there, but you will if you keep pushing. And, coaching helps to get that quick learning curve to get there, to have that extra eyes to help you. But for me, it was kind of like both together. Like I started indoor when I was 12 and then I started beach when I was 16. So not that different. Yeah, my club coach, Dave Marflack, one of my first co-ed partners back in Cleveland, he helped me get into beach and we played together, and it just was fun. It was just another way to kind of balance out your life because, activities and being with friends is so important, and to be able to do that and different ways of playing volleyball, I just loved it. Yeah.
I can imagine. Was offense the slowest thing?
What do you mean?
The transition from indoor?
Oh, man.
Like, what was the most tedious? I'm just
probably, yeah.
talking shop here.
Yeah, especially because I was so young and I didn't have a coach for beach. I had only coaches for indoor.
Right.
So we were all self-taught back in the day. You remember that?
Yes.
Now it's different. But yeah, I would say offense for sure. It's harder to figure out.
Yeah, we used to form like little co-ops to help each other out. When I first moved here, I had like a 6-person group for like a month. Well, for me, just to get to know everybody, and it was Faulkner, Rob McLean, Chris Flood, Hagen Smith, and Cole Fears.
Hagen must have been young back then.
Yeah, short hair.
No one would recognize him.
Well, he was still playing, he's running the 6'2" at UCLA with Micah Maha. No, but you're right. There was a transition where I felt like only the top players had coaches. Like, and before that, they didn't even have it. Like Randy, like you go back to Randy, right? They didn't have coaches. Go back to Karch, they didn't have coaches. And at some point between, I guess, the 2000 Olympics to the present, right? You notice like Brazil had coaches everywhere they went. Had like an army of coaches. And they're like, maybe we should have coaches too.
You know why, right?
Tell me.
Because they started to have beach volleyball as a collegiate sport. It started for women. I don't remember exactly what year, but
16.
That was okay with Kelly and Sarah. So leading up to that, it was getting more and more prevalent. And whenever there's potential for scholarships, parents get excited, which is great. And they want to help their kids to fuel that passion and potential to get that scholarship. And so to do that, they have coaches. And so then also coaches, are more and more available for everybody, which is pretty cool. I think that's great. It also allows another avenue, a career path for people that love volleyball and are very good at volleyball, because traditionally there's not a lot of ways to make ends meet with just volleyball.
I'm giving you a low volume. Your mic is fine. I'm just going to move the volume here.
Okay.
If you feel like you're screaming in your own ear, that knob number 2, you could always turn that down so the audience hears like the regular volume, and I'm almost deaf, so I don't even care. Like 270 episodes, it's already too late.
Amazing.
It's already too late for me, but we can still save you.
Well, thank you, and thanks again for having me. This is fun. I'm excited.
I think it's a long time coming, honestly. Yeah. Like there's so much to talk about, but I wanted to land with the whole NCAA thing. I think you're right in a sense. When 2016 happened, it became a business.
Yeah.
And 3 things happened. All the club sizes have tripled.
Mm-hmm.
Though in the summer, the club I was with, we stayed the same because our jam was like smaller groups, more personal attention, right? And you've played against a lot of those girls even before they were 18. Like you played Presley Forbes when she was like
12.
12?
Oh, 10. I don't know how old. Yeah.
This girl doing the AVP qualifier, right?
Yeah.
That was Duran's daughter, right?
Yep,
yeah,
exactly. You know who I used to see all the time that I love watching now is Kamilla Tan.
Yeah.
She's amazing. What a beautiful person inside and out. And she's like helping people with mental health, and really open, and a great writer and good at sharing stories. And she's been doing really well lately. And I remember when I first played her, you don't know how old these people are. You just play them and whatever. Yeah. And you're just like, we're all playing volleyball. And then years later, she was in college. I'm like, wait a second. You were in high school then when we were battling? Like, that's cool. Like, you were so good that I thought I was doing as well as I could, and you were as good as me in high school, like only the up and up. And it's great to see when they're like great people as well that are doing well, then you're just like extra excited for them to have success. And
don't you think she could have said the same thing about you? Because you are, look, a woman's age is nobody's business here, right? But I will say that this, unless she tells you how old she is, you have no idea. All right. You just see, you look at her BVB page, you see she's been around the block. All right. You're like, okay, she's not 22. So
not 22. That's all I'm going to say.
I guess my question is, I'm sure you surprised Kamille with your longevity and this young, beautiful face you're rocking, right? Right, you probably surprised as much as she surprised you.
Oh,
You're
well,
like
thank you.
She's
I
a
never
puppy,
thought of it that way, but I appreciate
and she's
that,
like,
Jason.
you're a puppy too, you know. No, but yeah, think about that. I think. Well, listen. First of all, if you take care of your face, your skin, like this sport does keep you young.
Oh yeah.
This from the neck up, that's more up to you, right? If you don't step in the BS, like you know what I'm saying, you don't get your shoes dirty.
Yeah.
So that's my mental translation. But physically, look, a lot of these girls don't take care of their face. I'm sorry, I'm sad to report. Like, they got knockout bodies, but so the face, I go to a party, I'm like, that's the same person. You got to take off your clothes to look good. No, I'm messing. No, because I had Kamille on the podcast too.
Oh, good.
And her story is
amazing.
Yeah, because you were there before, during, and after. Like, you existed through the anorexia, the pressure, her brother, right?
Yep.
Like in the beginning, I was like, if you make me cry, I'm gonna smack you. But I'm like, no, this is.
It's real.
I was
it's
only
real,
kidding. Yeah,
is what it is.
I'm like, that's a bad joke because this is serious business. Yeah. I'm like, but don't you make me cry the whole time.
Hey, no one makes you cry.
No,
you choose if you cry or not. Just remember that. But it is there.
Well, the situation's real, right?
Yeah.
But crying's a choice.
Definitely. But no, it's been great, and I've moved a few times. So like, grew up in Ohio, and I've played in the Cleveland beach volleyball community and indoor volleyball community. Played in college there. My coach Chuck Voss is still there, doing an amazing job with the college program. Then I moved to the Bay Area for 5 years. So I played a lot in Santa Cruz and met some awesome humans there. The Bay Area is kind of challenging because if you don't live in Santa Cruz, you have to commute over a mountain to get to the beach. So, needless to say, I would spend a lot of sunup to sundowns there just to avoid all the traffic on the 17. But had some great experiences there. And Main Beach in Santa Cruz is like my first beach where I was like a real beach volleyball player. So that place always has a special spot in my heart. And Ocean Beach wasn't really going yet at the time in San Francisco, but now it is.
Right.
But it's kind of cool. Like I love having these little communities I can plug into if I'm like traveling or whatever. But then I moved to the South Bay, Hermosa Beach in 2012. And it's been great to be here. It was kind of cool because since I had been here and visited quite a bit, and I was good friends with Larissa, Aurora, and some other people from the Bay, I was able to just plug in really quickly and have games to play and, you know, girls to do drills with. And going back to your comment about the coaching and like the self leading, you know, figuring it out, we would do that all the time. And I think that's what really helped me with I do some coaching on the side of privates of adults. And, you know, it's great to really like share what I've learned through the years. But a lot of it is from when I've been coached and when we would coach ourselves and run our own drills. Like you just learn so much and you really get this analytical eye towards the game. And along the way, you know what? You make a lot of best friends. So I love volleyball and everything it's done for me. It's been great.
Well, the cream rises to the top. Like you have these groups, and what we do is we do idea sharing, right? Like the group I was with, and again, this is for a very short time, but it's a distinct memory because I literally just touched ground. You know, nobody knew me. I'm just grabbing
With
a
this
camera.
accent that no one can tell. No.
Yeah, grab the camera. Well, it only comes out when I'm emotional. Like,
really?
Yeah, for the most part, I sound like I'm ex-military because I am ex-military. But it has a distinct memory because we were in charge of the drill we brought in. So Greg brought in some stuff. He just recently graduated CSUN, right? What's his name was at Stanford? You know, Cole Fears. And we had some idea sharing because we're both left-handed. Chris Flood, man, he's like getting his just desserts now, but as far as the beautiful mind was concerned, that was always there. There's a brother we need to have on the podcast, but I like what you said about that because the idea, whether you're being coached or whether you're just idea sharing, the net result is you look at the results. Am I getting better or am I still the same? Right?
Yep.
You don't want to be caught between the dichotomy of two things like nothing got better, you're the same, or you're a little worse, right?
Right. You have to keep improving.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
It's kind of interesting because after years and years, I feel like I'm still learning new things about the game. And I'm like, oh, I do that better. I do that better now. And I'm like, when's that going to stop? I'm glad it hasn't stopped, but I'm just like happy that it keeps going. And I'm wondering, well, if I could have learned this all right away, that would have been nice, you know.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, let's talk about Cleveland.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe not Cleveland State. Let's talk about what got you into volleyball. Why volleyball? You were a late bloomer. You started at 15, right?
12 indoor, 16
12
beach.
Indoor. Got you.
Yeah, my mom signed me up for the church volleyball league or I think it was a league, I guess, or a team, whatever. And my sister as well. And I just loved it right away and had a lot of fun with my friends. And I was a setter for a while. But back then everyone would overpass. So the setter just got to like hit all the overpasses back at everybody. So that's probably one of the reasons I liked it. And then the way I started playing beach is I was in Cancun actually with my family on a vacation.
Okay.
And Mexico has a lot of ties to volleyball for me now. And that was the first part of it, which is pretty cool. And a lot of synchronicity there. But I was just on vacation with the fam. I just started learning Spanish and it was fun because I had been playing volleyball a little bit and I got to use my volleyball skills and my Spanish skills kind of and put them together. And I was out there for like 6 hours and just played, I don't even know, it was probably fours and loved it. And so when I came back to the States, I was asking everybody that played volleyball, do we play beach volleyball here? Where can I play? Where can I play? And my coach, who I mentioned before, Dave Marflack, was like, oh, you know, I play beach. I was like, really? And then he told me about this community. So I started playing in the Lakeview beach volleyball tournaments. So shout out there. Those guys have been doing that for like, I don't know how many years, 30
Seems
years,
like forever,
40
right?
years. Yeah. Well, they're actually back in the day, I guess, before I knew much about the AVP, there was an AVP in Cleveland and the beaches of Headlands, Menor Headlands, which had to be crazy because that sand is like so shallow and so hot. So I can't even imagine playing there. But yeah, anyway, so I started playing with Dave and I started playing the lake views, and then I would just get all my friends to play anytime I could. And there was actually a AVP Beach Juniors in Cleveland when I was a senior in high school. So I dragged my friend Katie Noble out and we played in it and we won. And they flew us out to Hermosa Beach, put us up in the beach house. And then we got our butts kicked by everybody. We did not win a single game. We had no idea what we were doing, but we were very happy to be there. And I just never thought, oh, I'm going to live here. I just was like, okay, this was a one-time thing, because that's what you think when you live in Ohio. And so then it was like paradise for the weekend or week or whatever. And then we left. And then
It was like a working vacation. Yeah.
years later, I'm like, oh, a lot of the same people that were there that weekend are my friends now, which is so wild, just to kind of keep running into people. That's how the volleyball world is, though, which is pretty amazing.
It gets smaller than you think the more people that you talk to and communicate with. There's a song I got, like, what is it? I got hoes in different area codes. I can probably go to any city and know people, right? And
they know your friends.
Yeah,
and that's huge. It's
like you can
great.
go to Honolulu right now. You can go to Queens Beach.
I already know those people.
Yeah, and you know this. Yeah, you can get a pickup game.
My friend Greg Boer's moving back there.
Yeah,
if you guys know him, but he'll be looking for pickup games. Yeah.
Oh, go back to Santa Cruz. Artie, the party baron, out, who listens to the podcast.
Artie, the one-man party.
Yes, who recommended Rowdy Lennon.
Oh, cool.
To come on the podcast, which was fantastic.
Anyone that lives in Santa Cruz that's looking to get better should be coached by Artie.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's still got it. He's strong, small and mighty. Sorry, I don't mean to call you small, but not as tall as these gigantic AVP players are these days. But that guy can freaking play.
Well, good coaching is really about good community. It's about experience and communication skills, right? There are players that were and are a heck of a lot better than Artie as a player, but Artie is hands down a better coach. Like people that play, and I'm going to say this again because you've heard this 100 times. People that play the sport, right, that decide to coach, they're very rarely going to hurt your game. They're just levels to how much they can help, right? Do they help this much or do they help that much, right? Was Dane Blanton a better player than John Mayer in his career? Probably. Is John Mayer significantly a better coach? The answer is yes. And I'm just keeping it real the New York way, because I know everyone's like, oh, there's so many great coaches out there. Well, you got to compare them. No, that dude's a better coach. Period. Right?
Well, here's the thing. My input on coaches is you can learn different things from different coaches. So maybe someone's a better coach for X, Y, and Z, and someone else is a better coach for A, B, and C. The only way to really know is to go to a coach for a certain period of time. You can't just go once, but go for like a couple months to one coach, and then go for a couple months to another coach or whatever. You could overlap, but sometimes there's things that are a little bit different that you might not want to.
Right.
So that really depends on what you're trying to work on. But I think that it's really good to get different perspectives and go to different coaches. And if a coach has been a player, they're going to have a different perspective from playing more than if they weren't as high level of a player. But it's all really beneficial in the end. Like, you're just trying to learn new things.
Right. And she's not trying to devalue the talent of the one-stop shop known as Artie Barron.
Well, in Santa Cruz, he's the one-stop shop for sure.
But what you're saying is correct. Look, you're saying both A and B are correct. You're saying that there's no one way to play this game. There's no one way to learn this game. There's no one way to skin a cat. I ain't trying to say that in front of your dog, but that's just tell the dog.
If you say cat, she might start barking.
Tell the dog it's a figure of speech, all right?
She's not a cat, so she doesn't care, but she barks at cats.
I actually bark really well. I ain't trying to set this dog off. I actually have a good bark, and whatever the bark sounds like, it brings attention to other dogs. Like, what did he just say?
Okay, I want to hear it.
What did you say? Oh my God! What did I tell you? See what? See, so whatever that means. No, she can hear it. No. I'm not doing that again.
That's hilarious. I didn't believe you. It's just him.
Did you hear the growl?
Yeah.
It sounded like baby DMX.
You're rough, huh?
I'm not doing
8 pounds. 8 pounds protection right here.
I am
bodyguard. Okay, there's no one in here. I promise.
Dude. Told you
That
I
was
right.
good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But whatever that means in dog
impressed.
language, that sets them off, right?
It's some New York expression that I'm not going to say because my mom's listening.
Wasn't he just chill though? Wasn't he just chill like
she
a
was
minute
sleeping.
ago?
She was literally sleeping, and then she barked like 8 times. She's still curious. I love it. That's fantastic.
Oh, the ears. No. Oh man, so this one we're trying to do heart surgery for, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people go through this, so I don't want to sound like I'm the only person going through this. If anyone has questions, though, I'm happy to be a resource because let me tell you, in the last month and a half, I have learned everything. I've got like a PhD in dog mitral valve disease care. Not the same as a doctor would, obviously, but from like a parent perspective. But yeah, Mochi is only 7 years old, and she had a heart murmur for a couple years, and something happened, and all of a sudden she just had short breaths, labored breathing, and it's when they're sleeping. If you count how many times they breathe in a minute, that's how you can really tell if their lungs are being affected. And when they have heart failure, if it's left-sided heart failure, it will leak into their lungs. If it's right-sided, it's into their abdomen. So hers is left-sided, so it was leaking into her lungs. And so that's why the labored breathing. So I had to take her to the emergency hospital, and that was really scary. I had to cancel my volleyball that day, which it was going to be a beautiful day after not being nice. And it's funny looking back on it. I'm like, why? But I didn't know any better. I didn't know how bad it was. It was bad. So she had to stay in overnight, and they put her in a 40% oxygen kennel, which normal air is 21%.
Right.
So that she could get her breathing back, and they put her on diuretics to get the fluid out of her lungs. And now she's on 3 medicines twice a day, and that
goes beyond a murmur.
Well, it's because she had congestive heart failure.
Oh, got you.
That's what that event was.
CHF, yeah.
She was breathing fast because it's almost like really bad pneumonia. Like there's stuff in your lungs, and so you can't breathe, right? So you're like that, and it's not just because it's hot outside. It's like I can't actually breathe, so you're kind of drowning in your own lungs. So that all happened and was really scary. She responded really well to the medicine. She got another echocardiogram, and then she's been medically stable, which has been great. She barks at guys' barks, apparently, so she's fine. But literally, like, you could keep them on medicine, but it's a Band-Aid. So you can keep this Band-Aid going and not be sure how long they'll live, and surprises could come up. The average life expectancy after congestive heart failure is 1 to 2 years.
1 to 2 years, yeah.
Which is really scary. When they told me that, I was freaking out, of course. It's called anticipatory grief.
Right.
When you're sad, but nothing's happened yet, but you're like, well, this could happen. And most of the month of December, I was crying, to be honest with you, and like numb to anything else besides my dog. So it helped that she got she had a follow-up, and it went really well, and the medicine's working. And then we have a path forward. So I'm very action oriented. And I learned about this nonprofit called Mighty Hearts, the Mighty Hearts Project. And they've been amazing. They have a Facebook group that I've been in that's been answering all my questions, even ones I didn't know I had, because it's a support group. It's a bunch of dog parents, and we post cute pictures of our dogs, but our dogs all have this problem, and we're trying to figure out what to do. And like when you don't know who to turn to, like it's been really heartwarming to see that community come together. So from that, I learned about a surgical option for her. There's only 5 places in the world that currently do it, and they're adding a 6th. So they are in, and the costs vary widely. So the only one in the U.S., yeah, that's them.
Is that?
It's not Mochi, but that's Nate Estes is one of the co-founders.
That is Mochi's like doppelganger.
I know.
Come on, man.
I know.
Look, come on, guys. Tell me that dog. Look at this. Wait. Here. Doggy. Doggy. Okay.
So Malteses get it a lot, as you can see.
So this is a Mighty Hearts Project, is mightyheartsproject.org, guys, just in case you're looking for more information on that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw the dog's picture and broke character here. So
No, it's great. Malteses have it a lot, have this problem a lot, unfortunately. Now that dog was Nate's dog. It was a little older than Mochi. Something that's going for her is that she's only 7 years old. So they will take surgical candidates up to like 13. And then after that, they're like, well, You know, it's hard. It's like operating on an older human, right? It's riskier to do that. So the younger they are, the healthier they are for everything else. So anyway, there's 5 active locations in the U.S. and the cost varies widely, which is crazy.
Right.
In the U.S., the only option is in Florida at University of Florida, and it costs a lot more than everywhere else.
Jeez.
$50,000.
50 grand. Yep.
Now, the reason is because of our healthcare craziness, which you could have like 100 podcasts on and still not figure out. But they're using the same equipment as they would on humans, and so that it costs more. Now, you could get the surgery in the UK or France for $30K. Abu Dhabi just started doing it, $20K. Or the place where it all started, where Mochi and I are set to go, and we're working on scheduling the date still, but Japan. So between Tokyo and Yokohama, Japan, there's a hospital called Jasmine, and they have been doing it the longest. Their surgeons are teaching everyone else how to do it, and they have a 97.5% success rate. So I'm really excited about that. The only challenge is you have to wait 6 months to get in the country because it's it's an island. So for rabies shots and all of that, like they don't want rabies there, which is fair. You have to get a rabies titer, which means they take your dog's blood and it proves that their antibodies are in there. And then 6 months later, you can enter the country. So right. June 19th is the soonest we can get in there. So that's what we're aiming for, is end of June or July.
Someone said they can't hear the volume on the live. So what I want to do is re-upload it with the proper volume.
Okay.
Let's end this. No, we can keep going because this.
Can it still hear us in general?
Yeah. Well, this. The important thing is this can hear us.
Okay.
And I could re-upload it. That's an actual file.
Okay. Awesome.
Like, all of this could turn off. That still goes.
Okay. That's why you got all the backups on backups.
Yes, in case the whole world goes to Hades, right? So, yeah, that's
what we're looking at. Japan, July, $15K plus all the costs before and after. But you know what's interesting is if you don't do the surgery, you probably pay just as much or more because every year the medicine, I mean, I analyzed her cost of medicine, $250 a month. So
right.
It's about $3,000 a year. So
huh.
If that's where she's at now, if her medicine increases, which it would if you don't do the surgery, then you're going to be paying more. And anytime you take your dog to the emergency room for a congestive heart failure issue, it's $3,000 to $5,000. So just think about that. The really exciting thing about the surgery, even though it's scary, is that after the surgery, most dogs don't need medicine anymore.
Right. So, that's right up your alley.
Quality of life improves dramatically.
Yes. Well, quality of life versus sanctity of life, right? Is this dog going to be? Is this going to be like this ongoing thing that you have to deal with? Is it's one of those things where you have to take medication for the rest of your life, like a lot of humans are stuck with? And I really, really love. All right, we're gonna go live on this one. See if that works.
Awesome.
I'm just trying a different volume stream.
Okay, great.
Oh, it's working good. We got it. All right.
Perfect.
I could see the little green dots jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good. That's too bad. They missed the best part. But guess what? You're gonna see it on the edit. No, because the live, I usually just take down the live.
Okay.
And then I throw in stencils. I throw in websites or whatever on the edit and this and that. But I like the live because someone like Melissa Lim from Texas, probably wanted to have some questions about this. She's a pharmacist.
Oh, Melissa, hi.
Yeah,
Happy
she's
to help.
also a volleyball player.
Awesome.
I got her. I introduced her to a carnivore specialist that helped her eliminate a lot of ailments. Like she had like acne, it all went away.
Nice.
She got rid of the fogginess. She has mental clarity. She has these energy boosts that are ridiculous. So, just butter, bacon, beef, and eggs.
Wow.
For her, well, 90%, I guess, but that works for them. If veganism works for you, do your thing. But, and I don't think you need to be a doctor to know what works for you, what doesn't, right? You do your own research.
Oh, yeah. You have to be your own advocate.
Yeah.
And you have to be your pet's advocate.
Yes.
This has been reinforced over and over through friends that I have, things that they've gone through, even with Mochi. I mean,
there's no way you could have gotten the information that you've gotten without doing it yourself.
No way. I taught my vet things.
There's no other avenue.
The first vet, I was said, did you know that vetmedin, pimobendan, is supposed to be taken on empty stomach for greater, what is it called? Bioavailability.
Right.
And they were like, oh, well, we didn't know that. We thought you were supposed to take it with food. I said, look it up. Like I looked it up like 5 times after I heard that. And it says that everywhere. And so there's certain ways you're supposed to take medicine that they weren't really telling me. And
Right.
now I know that. I want the maximum performance of her medicine, right? Like just like if you're an athlete, you want to be performing the best you can on the volleyball court. Well, I want my dog's medicine to be working the best for her little heart.
Well, there's the value of giving the power or the patient assuming power of their own destiny and their own life, because traditionally in this country until recently, it's been that way, right? I have a book behind you called Doctor of the Heart, right? I'm one of the reasons I had you on this podcast is because I worked in a cardiology practice for 17 years.
Oh, cool.
So,
okay.
You're talking about heart surgery for your dog and this and that. And I know you and I like you. And I'm like, let's have Michelle on this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. But the only advice I can give everybody else, because I have a guest here and I ain't trying to make this about me, but this is a conversation more than an interview. Do your own research. It's called reading. If you get to a point where what you know or what you're learning breaches expertise, then talk to someone. Then after that, talk to someone else. And if you're going to afford it, talk to a third person. Mm-hmm. Because we as humans don't always get it right.
We don't. And it's not on purpose. We try. We try our hardest, but we're still just human.
The last episode I was on, the last 2 episodes, including Kamilla. Mm-hmm. In the 80s, eggs were bad for you. In the 90s, only egg whites, and now just eggs. Mm-hmm. Right? And this is because a lot of people don't know that medical school doesn't teach nutrition. A lot of people that become MDs learn that they have to pursue that outside of their MD. So I don't mean to go so far that way, but you are actually an example and the exception, which is rare, when it comes to just taking control of the destiny of one's health. In this case, Mochi, your beautiful dog.
Well, Jason sees me walking her all the time in the mornings.
Well, I know.
Which is great.
I'm not trying to say you're a type of person, but there are people who develop a relationship with their significant other. Sometimes it's a human, sometimes it's their pet, right? In New York, I had a lot of cat people. Or you work in a medical practice, every secretary there, if they're single, they have a cat. They have 2, right? One had 5.
Shout out to Jurgen with 4 in Colorado.
Jurgen?
Yeah.
Let's go. So Jurgen knows the same thing you know. There is such a tight bond. Like if you had the choice to off a certain human being and off the animal, it's going to be the human.
Well,
right?
Yeah, our animals are better than humans anyway. So everyone knows that. Pets are better than humans. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Not the bad pets, but which ones are bad? Not mine. Some of them are, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, your animal looked at you in sympathetic eyes and said, Michelle, you're only human.
Yeah. But it's interesting you say that about the nutrition, because for dogs, that's a whole nother conversation too. And the stuff they eat, I don't even want to know how bad kibble is, but it's bad. Like I can send you some links later that people have sent me. I have to find them. But some of the kibble has had some really challenging ingredients. There's something called bone meal. They'll grind up all these animal parts, including other dogs, and throw it into dog food as a filler. That's crazy. So my friend Nate Lapointe, Larissa Marizak Lapointe's husband, he had opened a dog food company in Hermosa because it was so cool. It's not open anymore because it was harder to sustain than a music business. That's another story as well. But for 8 years, this was amazing. I mean, he was making human grade food for dogs. He had a commercial kitchen and he had business doing this. But the way it started is because he was making it for his dogs, because he researched all of this and realized, okay, I need to help my dogs out. They were itchy, skin wasn't as good, hair, whatever, started making it. Next thing you know, other people are asking him for it, more and more people asking him for it. So he launched a business. That's how I learned about human grade dog food. And so I was a loyal customer with Mochi for years, and then he had to close the doors. He sent me the recipe. So I started making homemade dog food. Now for a while I was doing half dog food and half kibble. As soon as this happened, I was like, all right, no more excuses from me. no more kibble. Like, I've heard it's bad. Even the best kibble is probably bad. So I started making it myself, and then I've tried to adjust the recipe, but I've gotten in touch with vets, and they don't usually know what to tell you in terms of they aren't like, here's a recipe I recommend. They're like, here's kibble I recommend. I'm not going to give her kibble now. I'm sorry. She's like potentially on her deathbed. So that's not going to give her poison. So,
Right.
that's been an interesting journey, but the same thing happens with humans, right? Food is medicine. So what we put in our body is what's going to really keep us healthy for the
Yeah.
future.
Like, do me a favor. Grab that book. Just show the camera. It's called Doctor of the Heart. All right. Now, this guy has 5 bestsellers. He passed away in 2019, but I worked for him for quite some time. Good, we got it. And that's actually a memoir, right? Because he is not just a regular cardiologist. He was American Heart Association's Physician of the Year. In 1999, he won Citizen of the World, United Nations Citizen of the World, which is only given to Jacques Cousteau and Nelson Mandela. So
Wow.
he has been around, and he's become like this doctor of the stars. And you know what happens? When you make so much money that you decide millions is enough and you don't need billions, you just start being honest. So this is basically his memoir.
He signed it. That's cool.
Yeah, well, it's my boss.
I love that. That's awesome.
Well, you're the only 2 guys in a private practice. You get along, right? It's all women. We're the only 2 guys. We're gonna talk. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I can write a memoirs. I've been 17 years. I've been with him through a lot of those things. But here's my point. He writes a memoirs, but all of the stories that related to his books. Alternative medicine is a discussion in there. Symptoms, right? Like a doctor diagnosing you with a bad heart or an abnormal ECG. You think something's wrong with your heart, and it turns out there's nothing wrong with your heart. You just have an abnormal ECG, which can mean anything. Abnormal doesn't mean bad. Abnormal means it's just not, the regular guidelines of a regular ECG, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you test me for testosterone and I'm 0.7, right? And the regular is 0.6. What do you think I'm going to say? Test me again. You must have caught me on a low day, right? So it's just about diagnosing and knowing, and also the only thing that patients or people like us that are not working professionals, we get caught up in terminology. Like mitral valve prolapse, congestive heart failure, right? Like, antihistamines, right? We don't know what the hell any of that is. So someone starts talking fast and starts using these terminologies. It just makes us just throw up our hands and say, okay, we're not experts, we're out of here. Mm-hmm. But just like Spanish, once you learn how to conjugate verbs, you can speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. Once you understand terminology, you understand where you go from there and where it breaches your research and knowledge, and I ain't trying to bore people to death on that, but this is important. This is important because from a human perspective, guys, you have this finite amount of time on this planet, okay? It could be a good time or it can suck, all right? And if it sucks, I'm looking at the camera right now, if it sucks, you need to fight as if your life depends on it, because it really does.
It does.
So
you do everything you can.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yep. It's work for me, work for you, right? We are, I mean, I could give away my age. I'm 55. I'm good. I don't look 55.
Feeling alive.
Yeah, not feeling alive. That's something old people say.
I was trying to make it rhyme with 55. Okay, for the record.
Or 44. Do you want more?
There you
I
go.
don't know. Yeah. So I want to do the GoFundMe thing and just put that on the thing since we're still on. We all about them dogs. So what was it?
It's GoFundMe.com/Mochi Heart Fund.
Right.
MOCHI, Mochi.
GoFundMe.
Ironically, Mochi is a Japanese, it's not always a dessert, but mochi ice cream is a Japanese dessert. Mochi is from Japan, and Mochi gets to go to Japan. That's kind of interesting. I told her, I was like, if you wanted to go to Japan so bad, you could have just told me. You didn't have to have this thing happen. Pay off all these doctors to pretend like it's happening.
What do we got? Is that it?
Yep, the first one. Help Mochi the Maltese. I wanted to make sure people knew Mochi wasn't a human.
Yeah, because everybody's like, oh my God, we got to save it. And it's like, that's a dog?
No, I mean, it could be a person from Malta, right?
Right.
Maltese. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you click on it, or do you want to click on it?
Yeah. I mean, them seeing the website, it's better that they actually see the
Well,
website.
it doesn't. Oh, it does show it at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's
yeah.
click on it anyway. I just wanted it to be
Sure.
up long enough for them to see that. And Mochi, oh, come on. Come on, privacy claims. I don't want to sell my information. Get out of here. Goodbye. C is for cookie, but not all the time.
That's
You
right.
don't get my cookies. Look at that.
That's the
So
one.
your goal is 15?
Well, I put it at 23,000 because there's a lot of extra fees with. I have to stay 3 to 4 weeks in Japan. I have to fly to Japan. There's a lot of echocardiograms and X-rays that we've already done and that we're going to continually have to do. After surgery, she has to be crate rested for a month, so she cannot leave the crate except for I'll pick her up, carry her to the bathroom and back, and then so all the medical costs and everything with that. Like, obviously, if we achieve the 23,000, that would be great. If we don't, every little bit counts, so it's fine. But yeah, just thought it would be a cool way to have people show their love and support if they want to, but they don't need to. I am actually hosting a volleyball tournament as well, which will be fun.
Let's talk about that. Actually, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Turn that book right side up.
This one?
Yeah. That's One Nation Under Blackmail. We just put that right side up. Because on the camera shot, it shows.
Okay, got you.
So tell me about, I want to talk about caring about the characters, but tell me about the volleyball tournament.
So my friends at Spike and Go, shout out to Spike and Go. Was that on the interview earlier when I explained what it is, or should I explain it
No,
again?
that was on a separate Instagram. That was like on a hook to get people to watch this. But YouTube, the algorithm's not always my freaking friend, man. I gotta stop saying COVID came from a bat dog. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So Spike and Go was started by two of my Hermosa buddies, Alex Sola and VC Win, and they're trying to really create a community around beach volleyball, which all of us love. And they're doing it in a short format. So it's a tournament, but it's a short format. So it can be done in 3.5 hours max. And the way they do that is they replace pool play with kings or queens or side out, as you might call it. So you're playing with a bunch of different people, or if you have your partner, bring your own partner, then you're playing a bunch of different teams. You're getting points. Those are all tracked with technology. And then from that, you're seeded. Your seeding then depicts how you're going to be in playoffs. So playoffs are normal games like single elimination. And then you have the winner, and they've been putting in a lot of good prize money, Bravo Bucks, which is for the supplements that VC's been working with, and just the different things they've been really sponsoring in the community. So at the Manhattan Open, they sponsored like 20 teams, which was amazing. So if you saw this logo, that was why. Should I just put this on my head for a little bit, maybe? Let's see if it fits over the... There we go.
Look at that.
Hey!
That's what happens when you have a tiny head. Look at that. Girl look like a Transformer toy.
It's like scooting out, but that's okay. Yeah, so anyway, they've been gracious enough to use their format for my Mochi tournament. So it's a fundraiser for Mochi. It's also my birthday and my friend Natalie's birthday. So it's going to be a fun little hoopla. You need to come. March 7th, Saturday, March 7th. I'll send you the link to that too. There's a whole invite. So people will sign up. We can have as many players as we want. I'm aiming for 100. Right now, I just put this up 2 days ago, and we have 20 people signed up so far. And I'll have food, drinks, and a DJ. Thanks to Pablo. Gracias, amigo.
Pablo, let's go.
Yep.
Okay.
So he's going to get a DJ out there, which will be fun and we're all about the vibe.
Need an MC?
All about the vibe. Yeah, maybe. And I'm trying to set up a silent auction as well. All the proceeds, of course, to help little Mochi. But I'm very excited as well for the dog costume competitions. There's 2 divisions. Let me tell you about that.
I shudder to think what the prize for that is.
Well, I'm working on getting donations from local businesses. So, hopefully I'll have some dog related prizes. But the first division is the dog look-alike division. So you and your dog, you want to look like your dog, which will be really fun and cute. And then the other one is, of course, not everyone has a dog, but dress in the dog theme, however you want, with your friends or by yourself. And then I'll have prizes for both of those as prizes for the volleyball winners. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I'm just telling my friend New Link, because she was the one that told us the live was had no sound. So
perfect.
I'm just telling her New Link because she shares with everybody.
Slunks is going to throw in for the tournament as well for prizes. So we'll end up, let's say we have 100 people. We'll play some rounds of side out. We'll do 1 round of co-ed side out, so you'll mix with everybody. then a women's round, and then a men's round. And all the points will be taken, and then you'll be seated. The top 16 women go to a women's doubles tournament. The top 16 men go to a men's doubles tournament. Then the next 16 men and women go to a co-ed doubles tournament, and then everybody else would go to a co-ed fours tournament. So this is all going to be like a little mini volleyball festival, dog festival, day of fun in Hermosa. Hopefully at 7th Street, maybe 8th Street. So it's an open invite.
Wow.
Yeah, hopefully you can share that link and we can get some more signups.
I was only half kidding about the MC thing. It's that lately people have been calling me to MC, which is not my jam. Color commentary is, but we both know I can do it. Like you at Motherload, right? I did do that.
Oh, yeah.
Seaside, that was fun. Actually, I had a stage. They put me in a stage.
Oh, cool.
And they put a microphone in my hand.
How dare they? How'd they get that idea?
You know,
put a microphone in your hand?
You know what? You know what happened next.
You talked.
Yeah.
Well, it would actually be fun
some,
for you to play as well. So don't think that you have to. Yeah.
What? To me,
we got to get the rust off.
Look, to me, if I can't do the things I'm good at, it's not fun anymore. Like, all right, one volleyball player to another. This never goes away. That's like, once you learn it the right way, you can't really unlearn it, right?
Yeah.
So if you see someone that hasn't played in a long time and they stink now, it's because they kind of stunk before. Okay, that's just
funny.
being real.
That's funny. Yeah.
Just my legs, like some of the things that I brought to the table for indoor, because I'm a long time indoor player.
What position were you?
Setter.
Okay.
Yeah. But when I played in Germany, when I played overseas, I played OH, so left-handed OH. But two of the things I brought to the table was my ability to hit on two. I'm left-handed and like really disrupt defenses, and blocking. You could leave me on that side against any rock star OH. Give that guy 10 sets, and like he's gonna get 3 kills. He's gonna get 3 errors, and he's gonna get touched up or ducked. So basically, OH is hitting 0 against me.
Nice.
That was, and if my legs don't allow me to do the things that I'm good at, it's not that fun. It really isn't. I only play like 5 times a year. And look, you can never lose because you play with all kinds of groups. You can never lose with groups that just take care of the first 2 hits, right? For our level or for what our level and above, like we can play any day with three other people that just can take care of first and second hit because you can work out how your legs are because now you have a rhythm. You're getting the same looks, the same set. So so maybe I'll play, maybe I won't. But I will say this, I'm getting rid of my quarantine 15 from like 4 years ago. I'm feeling better. I changed my diet. I look better. I feel better. I didn't like my default weight. Every time I was losing weight, I would fall back into the same weight category, but I was able to diagnose it because I used to weigh 265.
Wow.
So I know how to, right?
Okay.
So I'll be there in some capacity. I wouldn't. In fact, I'll go so far as to say I wouldn't miss it for the world. Right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, but that's from a personal thing. Again, I like you. I like what you do. I like, which is going to this. It's crazy because the subject matter we wanted to talk about, you and your genius presented it in this great way that it just happened organically. Like some of the things we wanted to talk about, like. I had a mission because sometimes when I have people on, like when I have multiple guests like Jeff Samuels, we're going to talk about Area 51. We don't care, but this was specific, right? Mm-hmm. And I keep repeating I like you because you do things in the sport that makes people care about the character.
Oh, good. That's
now, important. I'm only putting that way from a theatrical perspective because that was my major in college. My degree is in theater performance from Marymount, Manhattan, and anything that you can do that makes the audience care about the character, they'll invest. Like this thing we're doing with your dog, with Mochi, there's going to be a lot of money coming in because they're invested and they care about the character. And volleyball desperately needs, we have characters, but do I have to be cold and say this? I don't care. I don't care about some of these characters. And some of these characters that people are playing I don't think come from a real place. You know, and I know I could be like some New Yorker who hates LA. Fakety fake fake. I'm not doing that. Yeah, fake. Fakety fake fake. No, I'm just saying that I like people that make people care about the character.
Yeah.
Your character in the sport. And at some point they'll care more about the sport. You know, because they'll be more invested in the sport because of the characters in that play who play in that theatrical spectacle known as beach volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
This thing you're talking about doing, let it have legs. You know what? Let's do it in New York City in Central Park in July, right? If it works and people care about the characters and you bring this sense of community to it where people at all levels, which is what I love about the things like Kelsey Brandon, right? Come on, we want to name drop, right?
Yeah.
People like that bring all these levels.
Kelsey's
open,
amazing.
Double B, right? Just all of them together. It's
and
like,
so does Spike and Go. That's what's cool about it is like people get to play with different people at different level, and then later on, like you might be seated differently, right? But you can play with people that you normally wouldn't get to play with, which is fun. And it's more social. I'm a very social person. Love the community. I'm a huge extrovert, if you couldn't tell. And so that's the other thing I really like about the Spike and Goes is like when you're waiting in line to go on the court for your next round of kings or queens, you're like chit-chatting a little bit, you know, and laughing about whatever you did, you know, a few minutes ago. Or
she is an extrovert, people. Listen, you can be walking on the Strand with your dog. I can run into you or someone can run into you and you can say absolutely nothing and still be considered an extrovert. it's just you are or you aren't. You know what I'm saying? You looking like Bibi La Femme with your dog and the way and your posture, you know. Since we're on the subject of community, one of the reasons why I had a leg up on beach when I moved here is I used to use the Central Park courts to cross train as an indoor, right? Summer, you have this finite amount of time to play. Before it gets cold. You don't really want to go to the beach because Long Beach, Long Island, you have to pay to get in on the beach.
Played there.
Which, by the way, the sand is awesome.
I played at Long Beach. Yeah.
Be real. What has better sand? Long Beach, California, or Long Beach, Long Island?
Well, it was a very, very long time ago. I'm not going to say what year, but I will say that's when Chad Mowry and Tiffany met, and they've been married a long time.
There you go.
If anyone knows Chad, he's from here.
Yes.
They long distance dated from Hermosa to Ohio.
Yep.
And then now they live in Florida, but they're like the cutest couple.
But
anyway, yeah.
But when you
Beach.
think about this, like Long Beach, you got to pay. I don't want to pay money to go on the beach. There's no way to get there except the Long Island Railroad. I don't feel like riding all this. New Yorkers, for the most part, really don't have cars, and we really don't need to leave our city unless we have to. I have everything within a 10-block radius: Central Park beach courts, my movie theater, my Italian restaurant, a Lincoln Center, Shakespeare in the Park. Right, everything's there. So, sorry, broader point. I would use Central Park to cross train.
I've heard it's great. I've never been. I love checking out all the beach volleyball spots that
it's a great community.
When I travel, I have heard that. Yeah.
Thank you for speeding that up for me. It's a great community. It's a mixture of guys who like to play on the weekdays and weekdays, a mixture of people who can't get out on the beach, who are playing in a tournament, and maybe want to just get reps like before they go to work. So you might have a morning crew. John Stossel, the guy from 2020, he has a morning crew. Then you have the after work crew. Then you have in the afternoon, you have the guys who are preparing for tournaments in the middle of the day when everyone's at work. So there's two courts. They have their privacy. Weekends is a mob scene, of course, but on the weekends, I'm not there to play. There's music. There's people playing the Brazilian drums. There's people ice skating in circles on the asphalt surface next to the courts. There's something called the sheet meadow where people are like, they're out there with their picnic and their wine and whatever, like I feel like I'm in Europe, right? you got some cheese for this? So, it is this utopia of maybe 200 people of all levels.
Love it.
And I'm getting somewhere with this. I'm not just blabbing. I get here, right? And you call some people to play, you play. And when you're done, you're out. This person's got to go to work. This person's out. Which, by the way, my wife, this is right up her alley. That's her jam. She's not. You want to talk about the opposite of you? She's a classic introvert. I didn't really get a sense of community when I was out here. I didn't feel it, and I didn't like it. And when I saw it, it didn't feel real. You know, it just felt like people lacing on the coattails of like better players. You know, watch me, I'm good. You know, and there were patches of community.
Okay.
You know, but I got to see it through you, Mikey Mikey from
Love Mikey.
Mikey played, you know, not a good player, but he was all about community.
Oh yeah.
Kelsey Brandon,
Kelsey is amazing.
just the queen.
And her brother David.
Yeah, Mike Cabatao.
He's getting married soon.
Good for him.
So happy for him.
I wonder who the lucky girl is. Because every guy says you're a lucky guy to have her. No, whoever has him is a lucky girl. That's straight up.
Sam's great too.
Yeah, he also came on the podcast too.
Awesome.
He's a lot of fun.
Great guy.
Yeah, he and Ben Shassel were in New Orleans, and they played like the tournament of their lives. Like in 2021, they made the quarterfinals. They wound up against like Baranek and like Troy Field, and it went like 16-14. It was just like,
dang.
I've never
him and Matt brothers.
Ben
Ben
Shassel
with who?
and Mike.
Oh, with Mike. Wow. Okay. Cool.
Mike was just.
Oh yeah.
If he
Those
had a shirt
basketball
that
hops.
said M, he was like this, and it was like knowing how to use it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Awesome.
knowing how to use it. That came out wrong. It's not what you have. It's knowing how to use it. So getting to the crux of what I'm trying to talk about, and I guess there's no question, and if there's anything you'd like to add to this, but I want to really, really extend my eternal gratitude for showing me that it goes beyond what my stubborn eyes can see. My stubborn eyes are like, all this glitters not gold. And what you were saying is, no, there's some real people here. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
And there's people that care about each other, and there's people that care about the characters. It's not a question, but if there's anything you'd like to add to that.
About the community here.
Yes.
It's interesting. Like anything else, your mind controls the narrative. So if you are pessimistic or skeptical, if you want to see negative things, you can. If you want to see positive, beautiful things, you can. So with that in mind, like there are instances where it can be ultra competitive. There's, you know, if you think about economics, the law of supply and demand, there's a lot of supply here of volleyball players. So people can be pickier about their partners and who they play with and who they practice with. And I've seen it all. I've been living here for a long time. However, the community is beautiful in many ways. And there's certain people that, like you were saying, that are bringing people together, and, you know, finding that and appreciating that and focusing on that will, you know, brighten your perspective and change your perspective. I think that there's people that come here all the time that are big community builders, and you already named a lot of them. There's also Roman. He would hate that I said Romaine. Can you erase that? That was just like a nervous stutter. Sorry, Roman. Roman Ricardo. He was the staple of the San Francisco Ocean Beach volleyball community, and he was getting them together, and then he moved here, and he's been doing it here. He's been doing amazing things. Spike and Go, VC and Alex have been doing amazing things. Kelsey Brandon, David Brandon started a nonprofit to help bring volleyball to kids that are less fortunate. And also, by the way, he's been helping to put the sliders in at the beach volleyball courts for people who play in Hermosa. You'll know how amazing those are, because you don't have to do all this like astrophysicist work to fix the net. You just go, let me slide that up and put the pin in. Let me slide it down and put the pin in. So that's been huge.
What's the name behind that?
SoCal Beach Foundation. I'll get you that website too.
Yo, you guys win, dude. Because I took the year from coaching, but I get hit up for privates all the time. And I go to these courts, and I'm like, all right, women's height. And I'm like, whoosh.
Easy.
Unclick, whoosh. Check the height. Okay, wow, you just saved me 6 minutes.
If not more. I mean, I've had to help endless people, because I am a little bit of a net ninja just from the years of doing it. Yeah. But it's
I got the pole. I got the measuring pole.
Oh, you do the metal thing from the indoor?
Yeah.
Larissa has one too. And she's like, people laugh at it, but it's helpful. I'm like, okay, fair. You're right. On both accounts. Yeah. So anyway, there are a lot of people out there. And then there's these groups. It's pretty interesting to see how technology has helped as well, because I think as things have evolved, we're a big WhatsApp community now in Hermosa. Mochi's itchy. Are
Okay.
you itchy down there?
Cool. I saw the reflection. I'm just like, he sounds like he's agreeing with you. He's like,
Yes.
No,
Yes. yes. But
no,
Hermosa is a
continue.
big WhatsApp community. So finding your way into the WhatsApp communities, all of a sudden you know about all the volleyball that's going on. In fact, my friend Eddie Mills, another great community organizer and bring collector, he said that he might have a tournament someday where if you're in that WhatsApp group, you could be part of that team. And if you're not, you can't be added in later to try to be on that team. And that's how the teams will be organized for some sort of crosstown competition. It's like, that's interesting. Glenn Richmond's doing some different things with that community. Pablo's a good organizer. There are a lot of organizers, and they're really friendly and open and fun. And if you can find these people, that's the community. Shout out to Harry Cartwright, you know.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, my man.
Wasn't a mean bone in that guy's body.
The sweetest man. Yeah. What a guy.
Oh, man.
And we miss him all the time. He was huge with bringing the community together as well. So we
yeah,
have a
went
lot
on
of
his
people
boat.
like that. Oh, cool.
He had like a boat party. Was this his girlfriend at the time?
Mullen?
Yeah. We sang karaoke at Hennessy's, and then a lot of people like to
karaoke.
spill off at Barnacles after that, you know, like after Tower 12 or whatever. Instead we went on the boat, and it was great. And that's
Awesome.
what I loved. Like in Central Park, we would play. If we were hungry, we would order Chinese. They would deliver Chinese food to the park to us. We had a guy named Mojito J that had like a battery powered blender, sell
Oh my God.
five mojitos for $20. If a movie came out, like maybe 10 of us would decide together and get tickets. If it was karaoke night at a certain like dive or whatever, like a whole bunch of us would spill there. And you have these relationships formed from that. You have marriages, like you said, formed from that. You have business partners, roommate situations, like all of these things, for better or for worse, that are formed all because you're in this area where a bunch of people created this utopia. Where I'll say it again, people care about the characters.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to keep putting it that way, but caring about the characters, you can interpret that however you want, and there's no wrong way to interpret that. You're going to walk away being like, that's what it means to me, you know. And of course, it can mean the same thing or something different to you. But man, what a crazy whatever. So let's for volleyball. Was there a particular tournament or like a defining moment where you told yourself, I think I could do this for real, full time? Like, I like looking at BVB pages because the BVB page does not tell half the story of the money someone made or what they've really been through or whatever. Like you look at bvb.info, beachvolleyball.info or whatever, and you see the major tournaments, but I use that because I take that and I multiply it by 10.
Right, because
And
that
that's-
only has the qualifiers
Yes.
on it and AVPs.
Right. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Say,
I don't even
doesn't
know if it
talk
has
about
NVLs.
Seaside, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
talk about.
No.
It does have NVL, but it doesn't talk about Seaside. It doesn't talk
No
about
regional
Motherloo. It doesn't talk
tournaments.
about
Yeah.
like some of the stuff.
Fuds or Wapaka, Pottstown Rumble. I've played in all of those, by the way.
Yes.
I love those tournaments.
Yeah.
Those are such, and speaking of community, you go there and there are all these little different communities there. You meet people. Sometimes they move to Hermosa or they visit Hermosa, and then you get to welcome into your community, or you go visit again and they're like, oh yeah, please stay with me. Like, let's go play volleyball. I've done that in Austin and some other places. The volleyball community is just amazing. It's
I like
worldwide.
that the community sometimes goes beyond the people who created it, right? Like, if the person who created the tournament or had the idea is a good person, you don't even know who their name is. They're sitting back. But you have some of these guys like banning people from tournaments. Like Ken Cass banned, I forgot her name, Kelly Hayes, for life. And her children.
Wait, what? I don't even know who that is or what tournament
She's
that
an
is.
East Coaster indoor. It's Pottstown.
Oh, at Pottstown?
Yeah.
I played that one. I got second, and
Yeah.
then I got third, and then I got fifth, and then I stopped
Who'd you
playing.
play with? Aurora?
No, I played
Because she
with
played in that
Abra.
too. She's a savage, huh?
Abra Amwake.
Yeah.
Abra Rummel.
Okay.
She coaches now at Grand Canyon University. Love her.
Beach or indoor?
She coaches beach. Yep.
Oh, good for her.
Yep.
Wow.
She's the head coach now.
I would consider hiring Joe Rich back. He was a hell of an assistant.
So she and I played and got second, and then we got third, and we had so much fun. But the hard part was when we played, and then Terry Del Conte and I played and got fifth, and it was pouring rain that year. Like that was hard because it literally rained an inch, and those black and white balls, they got real heavy and the grass got muddy. And all of those years were years where you played the women's all in the same day. So when we were playing in the finals, it was midnight. On the same day, we started at 9 a.m.
Yeah, because women had to be the same day back then.
I drank so much caffeine, and then I tried to sleep in this crappy hotel and slept horribly, and then won the co-ed doubles the next day.
Right.
And with Tom Shaver. Do you know him?
Yes.
Ah!
Come on.
He was so nice. I didn't even know him before that tournament, and we played together. He was like the nicest guy. We had fun. I got served every ball because it's co-ed, but then it's grass, so I'm like, okay, I can jump. This is fine. But then I literally couldn't lift my shoulder past here
because of the heavy ball
for 4 days.
Yeah.
And then I played a sand tournament back in Hermosa at the beach with Larissa, and it was a CBVA, and I cramped in the second game the next weekend. A weekend later, just because my body was so taxed, I was like, okay, learn your lesson. Grass is rough. Like, you might think it's all easy because it's a hard surface, but it has its moments, and you're just like powering. It's such a game of power in this big court, and I'm just like hitting every ball as hard as I can, jump serving. That court they had was cool though, the center court with like the painted ends and everything. And so
well, for the people that don't know, it's big court, right? It's side out to 15, and at that time women's was a one-day tournament, so they had to wrap it up because they knew a lot of open women wanted to play with their AA husbands, right? Or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But so it's side out to 15. You have to be the serving team to score. It's not a regular beach court. It's big court indoor, and the key, because I played in it twice, the key to winning or being at the end is to not operate out of 100% efficiency on offense. You operate out of 90 or 80 for two reasons. One, the net for grass is always going to be lower than regulation. It finds its way to just be lower. So you don't really have to jump specifically high to achieve like the shot, maybe the shot in front of the defense that you want. Mm-hmm. You put all of your effort behind the service line. That was Mark Burek says the same thing. Mark Burek won with Hudson Bates.
That's when I was there back in the day.
Yeah.
That's when I first met Mark.
Yeah.
When he was traveling around the country.
Yeah, he's a New York guy. He's from Queens, actually.
Yep.
George Mason guy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As well as Hudson Bates. As well as Brandon Joyner, in fact. Wow. Small world. As well as Andrew Dentler. All the same university. But yeah, he would say the same thing. And he's won twice. He's like 100% efficiency at the service line. And if someone's out of system, your eyes get big. You kind of like punch yourself away. There's a point scoring opportunity in this game that could side out 40 minutes into a 5-5 score.
The men's is a little bit more like that than the women's. Right. We have more rallies.
Yeah.
Just like that's why it's more fun to watch women's volleyball than men's, because we have more rallies. They almost need to raise the net for men. But anyway, because there's more rallies, like we're not siding out as much as the men, even on grass, but we are more than on beach. But still, like, serving's important, but you have to be able to do it all. And it is more of a power game. So in the beach, it's like, okay, they're blocking more and you're looking for the open court and whatever. In grass, you have to just be like banging the ball and establish that early. Yeah.
Ola, who also played for GCU, Alexandra Valkovich, she's a New Yorker, St. John's girl too. She won one of those. I actually took 5th for AA and 5th for open.
Nice.
That was the best I could do. And the year before when I played AA, I was a full-time student, so I wasn't playing as much, and everyone accused me of sandbagging and everything. So I'm like, fine, I'll play open next year. But the whole time I'm playing AA, I'm watching to see how they function, how they operate. And I wanted to see who was going to be there, like this quarterfinals. Yeah. It's always going to be 5 of the same 5 out of the 8 teams. It's going to be the same guys, like for like this period. And when I went back the next year, it was like,
the same people. You called it.
Yeah, I had a killer partner. His name was Eugene Escoboza. They call him Flaco. Crazy, like Dominican guy. Just like rail thin, 6'5", doesn't carry any weight, so he just jumps out of the sky and has an attitude. Like if he blocks you, he really snatches your soul. Everything is done with an attitude, Like I'll tell you a quick story about him. Like, you know how like people have to ref their own games or whatever. Like he did a double on. Some people just don't say double, like no, no, like a little snot, right? No, he's like, no, what? He's like, that's a double. And he said, he goes to the guy, he says, call my hands again. I'm gonna F you up, use the F word. And I was just like, geez, here we go, right? So the next play,
He calls them
No, Eugene mangled it.
on purpose.
Mangled it, and the guy didn't call it. You could take your pick between carry and double. It went here,
Both.
and then when it went here, he took it lower, and then
Oh
he
my
took it
God.
out, and it spun sideways. And the ref swallowed his whistle. And the other team's like, dude, you're going to let him intimidate you? But it was one of the funniest stories I ever had, because I was like, that's a mulligan, because the first one wasn't.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Interesting.
yeah, but Pottstown Rumble might be one of those examples where I think the owner became conspicuous in a negative way, and this has happened a couple of times. And this is just stories, because me and Ken Cass, we get along. I like that guy. Like, that would be a drink. If I was on the East Coast, we drink every night. I swear to you. But I think the point I was trying to make was, when you don't remember who the tournament director is, they did their job.
Yeah.
And if everyone highlights them at the end of the tournament, they did their job. Special shout out to Michelle. We love you for making this happen. You don't do it for that,
you.
but it feels, you can't tell me that it doesn't feel good to be appreciated, right? I mean, we try to be all humble. Oh, I don't care about that. No, stop lying. Fakety fake. You do care about that.
I appreciate it.
So,
Yeah. No, it's
yeah.
great. I mean, after being around the game for so long and in so many different ways and different sort communities, I mean, yeah.
So what tournament said that you could do this for real?
Oh, back to that. You know, it's funny because I never really thought about it like that. And like I said, I went to Hermosa when I was 18 or 17, and I was just like, oh, this is like a one-time thing, whatever. And then I moved here when I was, how old was I? 30 something, 32.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm doing a
I
chronology in
started
my head. I'll say
playing. Don't do
32.
that. Oh, okay.
I'm not saying it out loud. I'm just doing.
So then I
don't think I do
started
my
playing,
homework
and then
with
my
this?
friends were like, oh, let's train, let's play. The next thing you know, I'm like, oh, AVP qualifier. Okay, cool. Now that I live by them, I can afford to take one day off instead of 2 days off. Whereas if you have to travel to a tournament, it's a lot more time commitment from your job. And I've always taken my career very serious. And so, yeah, I started doing it. And I think it was probably the Manhattan Open when I got in there. Yeah. So I don't know what year that was. I'd have to look on bvbinfo.com.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you play
Manhattan
April
Open.
in the first round?
I played April, but not, was it that? No, that was in St. Pete.
St. Pete.
So
yeah.
twice I've played April in the first round, which was so fun. And the first time was in St. Pete with Allie Kalish.
Okay.
I was the blocker at 5'9". She's this like short lefty. I love playing with defenders because they have such great ball control. But obviously, like, I do need a blocker if I want to do something really big, which I've learned through the years. My defense is way better now than it ever used to be. But that's one of those things I'm like, oh, if I would have known that sooner, like, you know what I mean? But anyway, so she and I made it in, which was amazing. And this was a time when they had the qualifier one weekend, and the next weekend was the tournament, not the same weekend. So I flew back from Florida to LA, then from LA back to Florida because I had a meeting that I wanted to make sure I was responsible for work. The meeting got canceled. I could have just stayed for the week because if you think about it, the stress of the travel is a lot. That's a long flight from LA to St. Pete to Tampa. So anyway, then we played April and we played Jen Kessie, and it was the first time they played after their silver Olympic medal, which was really special. Of course, we did not win, but it was just so cool to be able to be on the court with them. And speaking of people with character, like those two women, they're great people, great players, great people. They're so kind and nice, and like I loved it. And then the next time I played them was with Carissa Cook. Love her. She's in Santa Barbara now, and retired from volleyball, I guess, unfortunately, because she is so good and so talented. But she and I played, and it was her first time qualifying, and we played April Ross and Jen Fatma. And Carissa was great. Like, she played at indoor at Stanford, then beach at Hawaii. And she's just like, she has all like the cool tricks too. Like, she can skyball and do all these crazy things. So in our game, in the AVP main draw on center court, which it's Friday, so at like 9 a.m., so there's not really people there except for our fans, she skyball aces April Ross.
There you go. You got to get one of those.
I will never forget that for the rest of my life, because I was like at the net split blocking, and April's like, watch out for that weird serve. And of course, because it was. And she's like April's backing up with her perfect form. and then the ball bounces the back line. It was dramatic. It was beautiful. It was so fun. So yeah, I'll never forget that. That was fun. But yeah, just playing, I think playing the first time I made it into a AVP main draw, I was like, wow, this is so cool. And the game changes. Like even from the qualifier to the main draw, it's just a different pace. So in the main draw, it's like really a physical and aggressive, and people are hitting hard, and so are you, and it's exciting and adrenaline. In the qualifier, you're grinding and you're just like trying to get there, and it feels different. There's like more shots instead of hits, and it's kind of like a different energy.
It really is. And you know, it's weird. The net feels a lot lower because of that energy, right?
Yeah.
Also in part because they're setting up the net correctly, but you always
your
feel
chain. They got your chain out there measuring it.
Well, for everybody at home and for all you guys that are playing pickup, do it right. Whether you have a chain or whether you whatever, the middle has to be the correct height, not the sides. The sides you could dig out, because if you are measuring the sides for the correct height, you will most likely in a setting in the beach where there's a crater, and the middle is going to be 2 inches higher. So every time you're away from the net, it feels like it's 6 inches higher. And the reason why, like a lot of tournaments, it looks a lot easier is because they measure the middle. And if the sides are too low, they dig out the sides. So just a beach tip, dig out the sides, make the middle right, because there are guys that are 6 inches taller than you that do this for a living full time, that actually know how to set each other, that are playing on a net that's lower than yours. Okay.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it's counterintuitive. You would think that the middle would be lower than the ends, but it's because we're always playing. No, for any net, you just think that naturally because, you know, normally like with physics, it's going to sag in the middle. Yeah. But we're playing on the same courts all the time, and so our feet are digging them out, so we're making them rounded like that, and that's why sometimes it's okay to have the net be saggy because the ground's like that too. Happen, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why in the rules, at least for men, the rules say the middle can be no lower than 7, 11, and 5/8, right? So usually you set up the sides 8 feet. And there's a 3/8 inch difference for the physics thing you're talking about, the saggage, because it's not a bar, right? It's not a straight line, and we're not machines. We can't pull that perfectly. We're people. And that is one of the other intriguing things I learned, because indoor, the middle is always going to be the lowest part, and like some of these tournaments in the beach, unless they really, unless you're in this Class A tournament where everything's flat.
You got to get Mike Chiavarelli out there raking it.
Yeah, Mike, yeah. I remember how I saw a ref trying to throw freaking sand in the middle. I'm like, dude, you're not doing this right.
Yeah.
It was John Mayer, who's one of the nicest guys in the world, ribbed me. Yes. I was his assistant at LMU.
Oh, cool. That's great.
2018 and 19. Or 17 and 18. This is their first winning season. Whatever season that was, I helped him get his first winning season. And then next year, WCCs, and now he's taken off. But he was like, go to the ref. There's a particular ref you're always harassed about the net being too low. And he told me to go talk to him, and like had Betsy and Aaron like in the back, like look to see, let's see how the referee talks to Jason. And it was so much drama. John, the nicest guy in the world, John knew it. John set me up. I got married by the mayor.
Oh my God. Too funny. Nice.
Yeah. So no, the reason why I asked that, because sometimes there's a tournament you play, or sometimes there's a game where maybe you feel like, wow, this is the biggest challenge I ever had, or maybe you feel like you're in over your head and you just want to ball out. And then, or maybe there's a game where you see them play and you see them play against someone that you've already played against that's good, and they just like wreck them. Maybe first game's 21-9. Like, geez, they did that to someone I have a problem, that I struggle to beat, and I'm next.
Yeah.
That's when you kind of realize where your level up moment is. You play them, and maybe you win, maybe, or maybe you're like, no, you know what happened in that game? Nothing that I didn't expect. And what happened in that game? A lot of positive things. Mm-hmm. And now I belong here. Indoor example, I played in Germany, and we had a division rival, Baumholder. I played for Darmstadt, and for the European Championship, the Army European Championship, this is a military team. We had Hanau play them, and Hanau played Baumholder first, and just the things that they did to that team were just ridiculous. We were just like, wow. And I just kept telling my team, I'm like, that's not us. They ain't playing us. That's not us. And I don't know if I was kind of like lying to myself or psyching myself up, but I faked it till I made it. Mm-hmm. And we ended up beating them 3-1. Mannheim, that was a team. No, 3-2.
Wow.
And everyone in the gym was like, oh, who are these guys? And I'm like, I'm 23. I got a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, Jimmy, who are these guys? Get out of here with that, you know? A kid from Brooklyn, you know, playing volleyball, getting yelled at by Samoans, right? I mean, what do you think is going to happen? So okay, we got the website. I got your defining moment. There's so much we could talk about. I don't know how long you got, but
I should probably, unfortunately, get back to work.
Let's
it's the middle of my work day.
Let's talk about the last good book you read.
We can talk another time if you want.
Last
good book I read?
Yeah.
I love fiction, especially historical fiction. So the last one that I read was called The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn.
Okay. Nice.
So it's a story from World War I or II, I forget which one, about a Russian sniper woman who's a badass. And she like is doing all these good things to like snipe out the enemy, and obviously like often against males, because they're not a lot of countries let their women even go to war back then. So it was kind of wild for that as well. And you really get behind her. And then later on in the movie, it should be a movie. Later on in the book, she's going to the U.S. and she's becoming friends with Eleanor Roosevelt. Is that her first name?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to mess up these facts. This is a recorded session. Yeah, Eleanor Roosevelt, because she's doing a tour around the country in the U.S. to try to motivate Americans about like, this is a good war, you know, get behind it, whatever. And so she and Eleanor become friends. And then there's some other interesting sniper things that happen that I can't reveal without revealing the story. And people are like doubting that she was actually a sniper because she's so small and cute. But you learn like her mental fortitude and kind of why she does it. And it's based on a real person. So loved that book. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like Red Pill Revolution. That's a good book about nutrition, myths, and this and that. The one in the middle is yeah. And the one in the middle is One Nation Under Blackmail. That's written by Whitney Webb. It's a one-stop shop on everything you need to know about the files. I don't want to say the E word on YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's 2 volumes, in fact. And she doesn't live in the country right now. You write a book like that, and she doesn't live in the country. All right, we are good to go.
There's all the books.
There
I actually, from reading a little bit of this cover and a couple pages, I'm curious to read this book, Doctor of the Heart. Or do you mind if I borrow it?
Take it, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
If there's anything else you need to know about him, like let's say you want to know more about the cardiology, he wrote a book called Symptoms.
Okay.
Cool. If there's anything in nutrition you want to know more about, he wrote a book called Doctor, What Should I Eat? You want to know anything, he talks about like alternative medicine. He wrote a book called Rosenfeld's Guide to Alternative Medicine. All of them are bestsellers, and I have all of them. So if you read that,
yeah,
you read that. I've been with her for 17 years. So a lot of those memoirs were really us. Yeah, I live vicariously through him because I went to all of the parties.
Well, I like memoirs because that's kind of like the whole historical fiction genre is like you're learning about what actually happened, and it's a little bit falsified, but it's real. Like it's the storytelling. So since he's 100%. Doing storytelling, that's appealing to me. And his voice seems interesting because just when I glanced here, it says, I was not cut out to be a surgeon.
Yeah.
And here's a man writing about being a surgeon and being a doctor. So I just was like, oh, that's pretty cool that he's able to like have that perspective about it and share that and be vulnerable. So
he was a father figure to me.
Cool. That's awesome. Wait, where does he live now?
He passed away 2019.
Oh, he did? I'm sorry.
But yeah, look, they had a memorial for him. They had to wait a month because everybody from all over the world, you know, when he won American Heart Association Physician of the Year, like everyone, Bill Clinton was there, like the ambassador, Prime Minister Bhutto was there, like, you know, before she passed away. But like,
amazing.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. And he bought me my first tux, which is still in the closet. I didn't even know
Does it still fit?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I didn't even know what a black tie affair was. I thought, I'm like, okay, I'm black and I have a tie. I'm good. You know? But
perfect.
All right, so plug in your website before we go. What's the I forgot your website. The volley
GoFundMe.
Thing. Not the GoFundMe thing. Your website about teaching and coaching.
I don't have a website.
What?
Yeah, it's word of mouth.
All right, I'm putting that in at the end on the edit.
You can put my Instagram
because
in
I got
there.
all of this. I copied and pasted your whole story about Cleveland State University, your early 30s, your 5'10", not 5'9". All of this is from the site.
Well, I am 5'9". You know program height, right? It actually, yeah. So,
All right,
but my arms are really long. My wingspan is 6'1".
Nice.
So some people are 5'11", and I'm just like standing there reaching the same height as them.
Show me again.
I mean, you're not going to see it on the screen here.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I'll go full screen.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
Still not.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's funny. It makes my arms look really big.
Yeah,
I did work out this morning, though.
No, I know. Mine is 6'8".
6'8".
Yeah.
And how tall? Sorry, I yelled.
6'1".
How tall are you? You have a +7 ape index. That's fantastic. You know the way to measure that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I like to do it when people are out, like socially on the wall.
Yeah.
And then you and then you compare, and it's a good talking conversation starter. So anyway,
right. So
my Instagram would work for if anyone's interested in being coached, and I've coached all different levels of people. So.
Yes, you have, man, and that's a whole. Maybe that's another podcast. We could talk about coaching and things that people take in early, fast, or some people, slow learning, blah, blah, blah. All right, guys. Yeah. So Michelle might love you guys, but I don't love any of you guys. In fact, we're out of here. Okay. We are done. So for all of you at home, for all of you on your iPads or iPhones, for all of you on your desktop, who runs the world? Old school, baby. Old That's school. Right. This is Michelle.
That's me.
Figgy, baby. I am Jason DeBias. This is the Option Podcast. We're going to hit my music. Stay with me. But for now, we're out. Come check out the Option Podcast on optionvb.com. It's also available on iTunes and Spotify and on YouTube under the NY Varsity Sports handle. You're going to love what you hear.